Hello, this is Dr. Paul Cottrell, and I'm going to be going over the bird flu dashboard from the CDC. I'm recording this on June 3rd. I would also like to just remind the audience, please subscribe to all my channels. I have channels on YouTube, Brighteon, Bitchute, and Rumble. The links are in the description of this video and all my videos, so please click those links and subscribe to all my channels. Please also follow me on X, GETTR, and Facebook. Links are in the description of this video. Before we go to the dashboard, for the ones that would like, please click the medical button here on the home page, and that will give you a whole bunch of different research articles that you should be abreast with, just to get an idea of what's some of the latest research and information to have a better hold on what's going on around us. In addition, I have these classes, pulmonology classes and immunology classes that you can purchase. For the pulmonology, you get 22 lectures, and in immunology, you get 15 lectures. And I have a store on the website. So, you just click store, and then you can purchase ebooks. I have 8 ebooks. I have nano silver products, toothpaste, liquids, gels, soaps, lozenges, probiotics, multivitamins. And I also have a very strong antioxidant, C60. You can get it in a 2-ounce, a 4-ounce, an 8-ounce. You can get it in extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and coconut oil. It's a very strong antioxidant to soak up free radicals. I also have Boomer products. You can get D3, vitamin C, omega-3, ashwagandha, Goodnight formula, probiotics, resveratrol, B-complex, turmeric, magnesium and zinc, lignans, collagen, digestive enzymes, and clarity factor. I have also partnered up with Rainbow Herbals, and we've created these very high quality deodorants, either in citrus or in peppermint lavender tea tree. It's made from essential oils from the Himalayas, very high quality ingredients. We also have made this Even Better bar, which is a skincare bar. You can apply it on your skin if you have an itch or if you have a muscle ache. It'll also help with just smoothing your skin, and you can use it as a skincare. You can put it on a wound, and it will help heal the wound, minor wound, or an abrasion, a minor burn. So it's a multi-purpose bar. This bar is very high quality. If you use it every day on your skin, you'll start to notice your skin will get smoother and look more vibrant. So I recommend it as a daily skincare product. I also have these anti-aging boxes at different price points. Basically, what's in a box is I've curated it in such a way where you can, get an anti-aging box. These anti-aging boxes not only slow down the aging process, but it'll also help to boost up your immune system. So here you can, in this particular box, you get the Max 35, which is a structural nanosilver liquid. You get the C60 strong antioxidant, you get D3, you get vitamin C and magnesium, the toothpaste, which is a structural nanosilver toothpaste. You get a deodorant, and you get a probiotic. So, you get very high quality products for the anti-aging boxes, which help to boost up your immune system. In addition, those 2 classes that I was telling you about, the pulmonology class, you learn a lot about how the lung works. You get 22 lectures. And in the immunology class, which actually releases today, the first lecture releases today. For $50, you get 15 lectures, and you learn quite a bit about the immune system, going all the way with the innate immune system to the adaptive immune system, the complement, lymph nodes, transplants, hypersensitivity. You learn a lot. So please go to the store and purchase those class modules. They're only $50. What you get is a PDF and a video lecture. So with that said, please go to the store, the-studio-reykjavik.com. And if you would like, please also donate at the bottom of the homepage through Stripe, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee. That helps us support my work. It's through your donations that I'm able to do these videos. Okay, so the dashboard. With the dashboard here, I want to go over some of the updates. There is another case since the previous video. In Michigan, there is a dairy cow exposure to a human. This flu coming from a dairy cow, exposing a worker on the farm in Michigan who had conjunctivitis and some respiratory problems. This is the first of this year of the 3 that has a respiratory problem. All 3 have conjunctivitis, so an eye problem. So there's still no signs of human-to-human transmission. The worry that I have is, and I have more questions than answers, all right, for this. The information that's being provided at this moment in time by the CDC doesn't explain a couple things. One, have they ruled out other influenzas that this particular individual might have? You could technically have this H5N1 bird flu, but also have, let's say, influenza A, another version of influenza A, because this H5N1 is influenza A, but there are different versions of influenza A. This is a special version. So did this particular person have 2 different influenza A's? And that's the reason why there's a respiratory manifestation in this patient. I'm not sure if that was ruled out. Now, it could have been ruled out, and they're just not conveying that. The other question I have is it upper respiratory or is it lower respiratory? In terms of the lung, is it the upper lung or is it the lower lung? That would be more problematic if it's in the lower lung. So I would like to, find some more information about this particular case of this individual that's working on the dairy farm and their coughing episode and what was ruled in and what was ruled out. The way it is conveyed in the media, it's as if it's just H5N1. Now, this may be a rare event, but like I said, it's low probability that you would get this. Super low. All right. But if we start to see more cases where the cow transmission to humans becomes more respiratory, then there's elevated risk for the next stage where it could go human to human. Now, I wouldn't elevate that risk until it hits about 10. If there were more than 10 humans contracting with respiratory problems, this H5N1 version, then I would elevate the risk to super low to low. Okay. But the concern would be elevated risk. Now, if this does happen, most likely the government is going to be coming into the farms and starting to really push for vaccinations and for the livestock, potentially even for the handlers, the human handlers, and potentially even killing off some of the flocks that are affected and some of the dairy cows that are affected. But that, we're still in super low risk. But if we get about 10 people that are working on farms that are starting to have respiratory problems, then we have it's an elevated risk. The risk elevates to super low to low. So just keep that in mind. It don't mean to panic, don't panic at all, but it's just that if we start to see more individuals having respiratory problems on the farm, it is an increased risk of it being more problematic. Now, just to recap here, we have 9,373 birds detected as of the 28th of May, and the flocks that are affected have increased. So we now have 96,565,226. So this basically means what is potentially affected. Doesn't mean that's how many birds are affected. It just means that there's an outbreak on a farm and that farm has X number of birds, have a certain flock size. So it's potential that they're all infected, but that's not usually how it works. Now, like for example, here we have a flock size of 40 and there was one outbreak. Here we have a flock size of 80 and there was 2 outbreaks. So potentially all 80 are affected or could be affected. But some of these farms are really, really small, but some of them are large. Here's a flock size of 22,000 and there were 3 outbreaks. So there's the potential. Now there has been, so we have a number of outbreaks has increased. 1,145. The last time that we did the video, I said 1,144. So the flock size has gone up. All right. There was a news announcement about some bird. There was actually 2 news announcements. One news announcement was about killing off some chickens in the range of about 4 million. I don't remember what state it was in. And then there was also some news about a chicken farm that was on fire. I think that was in Illinois. So there are some stressors in terms of the food supply, which is important to mention here because food costs are really high because of the inflationary pressure that we've had for the last 2 years. And if there is a push to killing off some of these flocks, the cost for chicken is going to go up, and then there is also going to be a shortage of eggs. Now, what is interesting here, and follow the logic here, there are different ways to make vaccines. All right, different ways, and one of the more proven out ways has been using eggs as a platform to make the vaccine. Now, if there's going to be an egg shortage, then that method is going to be hindered. Okay. And also there is this push in the news for using these newer technologies for this H5N1, especially by Moderna. So just keep that, in the back of your mind. Food costs are probably going to go up. You're going to probably start hearing more about chicken shortage because of the killing off of the chickens in some areas. Not all of these chickens are going to be killed off, but in some areas there's going to be, a major culling. And there's the shortage of eggs. And then in the media, so you got the price pressure at this grocery store. There's the you're going to hear in the news of more inoculations on the farm, of the farm workers and of the livestock, and this push towards these newer technologies and making these vaccines, quote, because of shortage of eggs. So just keep that in mind. That's probably what you're going to start seeing in the news. All right, now the dairy cows, like I said, we have 9 states. We still have 9 states here, the same 9 states: Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Kansas, Idaho, South Dakota, Michigan, Ohio, and North Carolina. Now, a lot of the newer cases are from Michigan and Idaho. Okay, Michigan and Idaho, but there are some newer cases that are from South Dakota and Colorado. All right, so South Dakota and Colorado. So just keep that in mind. The hotbeds seem to be in Michigan and Idaho. And again, that new human case with the respiratory symptoms was from Michigan. So just keep that in mind. We have 68 now. So that's a breakdown. It's still low risk, but if we start to see a tick up of human contracting this version of H5N1 with respiratory problems, then it's super low risk will go to low risk. So it will elevate. It's still low risk. There's more problems with perturbating, the number of animals and how that's going to affect the food supply and higher costs, and the perception of needing to, do these forced inoculations. So just keep that in mind. That's basically the update for June 3rd. There's no reason to panic at this moment in time, but if there are more cases that are human that are respiratory, then that means that most likely there is some sort of change, some sort of mutation that is starting to take place. And like I said, as of right now, what the data seems to be showing in terms of the mutations for this H5N1 version of bird flu is that it doesn't transmit to humans very well. It doesn't even transmit from wild birds to poultry very well, or from wild birds to cows very well, because that transmission mechanism is not that good. The transmission from poultry or cows to humans isn't that efficient because it's only 3 cases this year. And but that could change. And what things that would have to change to make this super problematic would be mutations in the replicase complex. There's 4 proteins, major proteins, that have to be mutated in such a way to allow for this version of the virus to replicate. And the NA protein would have to be truncated. If that does happen, then most likely this goes from super low to a elevated risk factor where it's not super high, but it is moderate to high as risk factor, depending on what kind of mutations that take place. But if all these mutations for the replicase happen with the truncated NA protein, because the NA protein truncated will help with the human transmission from animal to human and also human to human. So when that does, if that does happen, then it would be elevated risk. Now, depending on how it can be, how that outbreak can be curtailed or contained, will depend on, how high the elevated risk would be. At this moment in time, there is no signs of all these different mutations taking place. Now, I have mentioned that there is nothing that stops someone releasing a version that has been made in the lab that can piggyback off of this zoonosis event, assuming that it is a zoonosis event. It most likely is a zoonosis event, but a lab leak could piggyback off of a zoonosis event and make the situation even worse. Or the zoonosis event is not a zoonosis event, and that it was actually a multi-stage approach, which is possible. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but the problem is that we can't easily prove it at this moment in time. So I'm in the camp at this moment in time that it was zoonosis. This is a natural occurring thing, and that eventually it will die out. But keep your, alarm bells on that a leak piggybacking off of a zoonosis event is possible. So thank you for listening. Please share this video. Please go to my store, the-studio-reykjavik.com, and follow the protocol to help boost up your immune system. It's very easy. It's max 35. Take the liquid Take a teaspoon of it a day. If you're not feeling well, take a tablespoon or 2 a day. Take the turmeric and ashwagandha, the C60 digestive enzymes, take the D3, omega-3, and the lignans. By doing that, it's going to neutralize pathogens, bring down those free radicals, and reduce the stress on the cell, and bring down inflammation, and be able to do the proteolytic and the fibrinolytic things that need to happen, just in case that there is, some sort of clotting that takes place. And the proteolytic is really important because it will disrupt the glycoproteins. So follow the protocol and you'll be okay. Thank you for listening and have a nice day. It'll help to boost it. Oh, again, the whole point of the protocol is they'll slow down that stress on the body, slow down the aging process, but also help to boost up your immune system. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.